How's it going? Welcome to LocalChannel. In this video, we'll be setting up and customizing Tradingview charting so we can day trade. Alright, so the first thing I like to do here, since it's a web browser, I like to go in full screen, so I hit F11, click and hit F11. The next thing I like to do, since it's very bright and it kind of hurts my eyes, I right click on the chart, I go to color theme and I change it to dark. Alright, the next thing what we want to do here is right click again and go down to settings. This is where we get to customize some of the things we want for personal preference. So basically we go to the first one is styles. This is where you get to change your candlesticks, your wicks, and borders. Personally, I just leave these all alone. I feel like they're perfectly fine. Also, you can change the scales. Again, I think this for me is personally fine. It's all personal preference, so if you'd like to change something, you can. Background, I think the background's good, but here what I like to change is the size of the text. So I'll increase this a little bit so it's easier to view. That's too big there. Alright, watermark, everything here is fine to me. Time zones. Here we're going to add session breaks. Basically what this does is every time a new session, so every time a new day, it's a new day, it'll add this blue line. You can change it to something more visible if you like, but I think blue line should be fine. And if you paid for this platform, you can choose for extended hours, so you could see pre-market and everything. Next we're gonna hit trading. Again, I don't mess with anything in here. I think it's all great. Events, again, all great. So we're gonna go ahead and press OK. Next, we're gonna go to the top and select this down arrow, and basically you can select your favorite time frame. I use the 5-minute, and I also use the daily. You can add 2 minutes in here by going to the bottom here and typing in 2 minutes and add, or whatever time frame you use, and then you can go ahead and select add to favorites, and then they'll pop up on the top like my 5-minute and daily. Alright, so next what we're gonna do is up here I have my trend lines and my straight lines, what I use. So basically what we want to do here, the first one we're gonna look at is the trend line. Again, if you add it to your favorites, it'll pop up on the screen as you can see here, and you can add whatever tool you'd like to use. And you should really go through the tools. There's some useful tools in here. I never really utilized all of them, but I don't really need much for my strategy and the way I trade. Brushes, interesting. And you even got text to leave yourself notes to say if it goes above this level, or you can add on this side you can add notifications and really a lot of useful tools, but I don't really use any of these, but maybe in the future I'll get to use them. So we're gonna go ahead and add indicators. So what you're gonna want to do is go to the top, select indicators, and we're gonna add moving averages, and we're gonna add a VWAP. So what I like to use is scroll down, and as you can see is moving averages, exponential, and moving averages. And what I use is the exponential moving average. You can select it to your favorites and it'll add to your favorites. So we're gonna go ahead, find it, and we're gonna click moving average exponential. It's gonna add to our screen. Alright, so once we have it on our screen here, we're gonna want to double click it, and we're gonna change it to the 20. We're gonna change it to the 20 EMA, and we're gonna add it as this color blue here, and we're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna go back to indicators. I have it in my favorites. We're gonna click it again. It's gonna add another one, and this should be the 9. And we're going to change it to red, and we're going to double check that it's 9, and okay. The next thing we're going to add here back to indicators is the VWAP. You could type it in or you can scroll and find it. It should be, here it is, VWAP. Make sure you select VWAP and not VWMA, or else you'll get a completely different line. So we select VWAP, we go to our charts, double click it, and we're going to change the style to white. And I'm going to make the bar thicker, and that should be good. You can also go ahead and add price lines, but I find that it's kind of confusing. So I take it off and select OK. Depending on your strategy, you might use other tools, so I suggest you go play around, see what's useful for you. One thing that I do recommend is this trash can here. If you click to the side, you can remove all indicators or all drawing tools, and you can also remove indicators and drawing tools. That's all for this video, and check out my other videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions or requests for future videos.